You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. Enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hopes shine to the stars. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. There is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can do. You can't learn in school what the world is going to do next year. Whether you think you can, or you think you can, you're right. I cannot discover that anyone knows enough to say what is and what is definitely not possible. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. I believe God is managing affairs and that He doesn't need any advice from me. With God in charge, I believe everything will work out for the best in the end. So what is there to worry about? Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience and ability. I am looking for a lot of men who have an infinite capacity to not know what can't be done. A business absolutely devoted to service will have only one worry about profits. They will be embarrassingly large. Employers only handle the money, it is the customer who pays the wages. There is joy in work. There is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. I do not believe a man can ever leave his business. He ought to think of it by day and dream of it by night. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. To do more for the world than the world does for you, that is success. If there is any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle as well as from your own. The highest use of capital is not to make more money, but to make money do more for the betterment of life. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1, instead of how little he can give for $1, is bound to succeed. Before everything else, getting ready is the secret of success. The competitor to be feared is one who never bothers about you at all, but goes on making his own business better all the time. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason so few engage in it. Speculation is only a word covering the making of money out of the manipulation of prices, instead of supplying goods and services. Exercise is bunk. If you are healthy, you don't need it. If you are sick, you should not take it. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. You will find men who want to be carried on the shoulders of others, who think that the world owes them a living. They don't seem to see that we must all lift together and pull together. Time and money spent in helping men to do more for themselves is far better than mere giving. Business is never so healthy as when, like a chicken, it must do a certain amount of scratching around for what it gets. A market is never saturated with a good product, but it is very quickly saturated with a bad one. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1, instead of how little he can give for $1, is bound to succeed. Capital punishment is as fundamentally wrong as a cure for crime, as charity is wrong as a cure for poverty. Check another video from here to stay one step ahead towards your success.